Well, hello the internet. My name is Wesley, and I think I've got something interesting for you today. Today is episode 10 of putting together a DIY analog 3D printed synthesizer for the Synthesizer Library of Portland. I've been trying to do one module each day, although I've gotten a little sidetracked, and today I'd like to show off one of those sidetracks. So earlier in this series, I talked about this super simple mixer that we added to the rack, but I was thinking about patches that I'd like to make, and I realized that there was just certain things I couldn't do with just one mixer in the rack, but I'm out of room in there, and that's where I finally decided to come through on this idea. So these might look pretty identical, but if you look at the back, you can see they're pretty different. And the thing that's going on here is that I have a switch in the middle of this mixer that effectively splits it into two separate mixers. So it can be three inputs that go to one output, and then that's duplicated on the other side, or you flip the switch and they're grouped together, and now it's six inputs that are going to two separately buffered outputs that are identical to each other. So you can mix a whole bunch of things together, or it can be two smaller mixers, and you can even use this to manipulate stereo patches. I've had this idea knocking around in my head for a long time, but I finally decided to go ahead and actually sketch something out. I posted my proposed schematic in the Look Mum No Computer discourse forums and was very swiftly corrected by this user here, who kind of explained to me why my approach was completely wrong, proposed a much better solution, and then from there the circuit practically designed itself. I bashed it together, did some minor troubleshooting, and got this thing up and running in one day. And I gotta say, it's pretty damn clean looking. I mean, something about the way solid core wire lets you pipe everything, it just looks really cool. And I think this circuit, it freaking looks like some kind of little spaceship or a hot rod or something. And it's nice and low profile too. I really like this build. I think this came out freaking great. So yeah, I'm going to show off what it can do, and this is going to replace the super simple mixer that I previously showed off, because it is the exact same footprint. I'm going to be posting my schematic as well as the strip board layout for anyone who wants to build it themselves, and I recommend it. I think this thing's great so far. So right now I've got the mixer in grouped mode with this little switch here, and so all six of those inputs are getting mixed together. So I've got the two separate outputs that are going to two separate inputs on my mixer, and those inputs are panned hard left and right. But since it's grouped, you're getting the same thing on the left and right sides because they're both being combined. But as soon as I hit the split button, and if you don't have headphones on, you can see I've got the two separate channels split out on my oscilloscope there. So you can see that the waveforms are different. Each side has its own waveform. But when I group them, now those waveforms are identical. So I haven't found any phasing problems so far. So I think this could be a super interesting way to sort of manage the stereo field of your patch, or to make it really wide for certain parts of the song. So I'll give you an example here. So I'll LFO the two filters for these two voices, and I'll make the LFO be an opposite phase for each voice. So hopefully you can really hear that stereo width that you can just access with a switch on and off. So here's something kind of interesting. By having these split, I can apply, say, reverb to one and delay to the other, but not both. But then if those effects are themselves stereo, then you kind of end up all over the stereo spectrum a little bit. So right now it's in split mode, and let's just put reverb on one and delay on the other. So that's certainly not everything you could do with a little splittable mixer like this with two separate outputs. I think the possibilities are kind of endless, and I've thought of a lot of things, but I don't want to bloat the runtime of this video by patching up a million things and noodling around. Still, I think this is a really cool idea. I'm really happy about it, and I'm just going to be posting the schematic and the strip board layout so you can build it yourself. So I'm kind of getting towards the end of this project. I've got an LFO that I'm going to talk about tomorrow, and by that I mean I'm going to start filming it right now and hopefully release it tomorrow. After that, I might need a little bit of extra time because I'm going to be building a MIDI to CV converter that expands on and refines the one that I've been using in this rack. Hopefully lowers the latency a little and comes with some other cool features. I'm really proud of that one, but it's just going to be too complicated a Vero board, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of circuit design. So that might take a little bit of extra time. But anyway, if you want to see those videos when they come out, go ahead and subscribe. I'm hoping to drum up a little more viewership with this series. We'll see if it happens. Anyways, I really appreciate that you watched. Have a good one, and take care. Bye.